And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment. With me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of Marvel's What If Season 1, Episode 9. This is the last episode of the season. I believe it's the last episode of the season. I'm not sure if they're going to do another season, but let's just say Season 1, so Episode 9. Final episodes here, and some spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen today's episode of What If, go back, watch it, come back here, then we can discuss it. Okay, you've been warned. So, the last time we saw the Watcher, he was throwing hands because honestly, he got to the point where he had to interfere. Like, we all knew that the Watcher eventually was going to interfere with all the stories he kept talking about. And in the comics, he does eventually do that one time. And he had to. He had no choice. Ultron Vision came to life pretty much, destroyed one universe, and was not satisfied destroying his own Earth and his own universe. He wasn't satisfied. He had all the Infinity Stones, destroyed Thanos in like 2 seconds, and man wasn't satisfied. So he decided to just go throughout the multiverse to cause havoc and destruction. So the Watcher decides, you know what, I need help. I need to find some people who can help. So he goes throughout the multiverse through episodes that we have already seen to get some select members of each of that episodes to band together to stop Ultron Vision. He ends up getting Captain Carter, which we already seen. And in Captain Carter's universe, we got to catch up to her, what she's been doing after she got unfrozen or went into that portal from the first episode. She was basically reliving Winter Soldier. We got to see her reenact the Winter Soldier scene where Captain America jumps out of the helicopter to go to fight the pirates, like that, and that in that ship that he went to. He skydived without a parachute. And Winter Soldier, he fought one of the main henchmen guys. So we got to see that scene. That was pretty cool. He ended up picking up her. Then he goes to Wakanda to go pick up Killmonger as well. Because remember, Killmonger has pretty much taken over Wakanda. And Shuri and, of course, Peggy decided to... They decided to pretty much go after him, Pepper. And Shuri, obviously they missed him. He gets picked up as well. Party Thor, he gets picked up as well. And then, of course, also gets picked up is Doctor Strange, for Supreme Doctor Strange, from his own pocket dimension. Watcher picked him up first and then went to go pick up them as well. We also got to see a new character in what seems to be a armored, powerful version of Gamora. Now, and she's basically teamed up with her reality's Iron Man. And he's wearing some kind of like beefy Hulk Buster armor that kind of has like some designs from Sakaar when Thor went to go find Bruce Banner on Sakaar, and they had that whole galactic battle, you know, in the ring from not the Collector, but the Grand Minister. You know how we had that whole tournament where, you know, Hulk was the champion, and it looks like Iron Man had that same thing. He didn't get picked up, only Gamora did. So they all got teamed up, and they all had to go pretty much help the Watcher try to defeat Ultron. And eventually they did. And seeing this episode was very cool. I thought it was very cool. I enjoyed it. It did go by quick, though. I am surprised because here's my problem with this episode. And I liked it a lot. It kind of went by quick because in the last episode when we first got to see Ultron Vision, he was all powerful. Nobody was able to stop him. And then when the Watcher got pretty much to some team members from each episode that we've seen so far, they kind of came in. They had a little bit of a struggle. Don't get me wrong, they did. But it felt like they kind of beat him kind of quickly. It was a little like there was no like repercussions of what was going to happen. You know, it wasn't a point where like how in Infinity War or in even Endgame where, yeah, the Avengers were going to get their butts whooped regardless of which version of Thanos they were fighting. they still got beat up. But yet they still kind of won at the end. And the last one was a huge sacrifice when Iron Man died and Captain America decided to just leave. We didn't even get that here. We saw Doctor Strange do his thing. He had magic protecting everybody else, which was cool. And their main plan was to take out one of the stones because one of the Gamora from her Earth had like this machine that she could kind of like a paper shredder, but it was for the stones, and it can destroy an Infinity Stone. Unfortunately, it didn't work because it only worked in her reality and only on her stones. So on the Earth that they went to go fight Ultron, it was Ultron's original Earth where Thanos comes in, he zaps him and takes the stones, and that was that reality. Obviously, it works throughout the multiverse, but I'm just surprised that machine didn't work, but what can you do? Of course, like I said before, they do eventually beat him. I just wish they would have beat him in a point where, like, oh no, who's gonna die? I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a cartoon, I get it, they probably won't go to show who's gonna die again, but at least show us, like, oh, is this character might bite the dust, or maybe this character, or this character? What's gonna happen? Don't leave us in a cliffhanger, but just be like, oh, coming down to the last couple of minutes of the episode, what's gonna happen now? And then eventually get rid of him. You know, it kind of went by. It had a cool fight scene. It was pretty cool seeing, Thor teaming up with T'Challa because he was there as well. Teaming up with Killmonger. Killmonger at one point almost took the stones for himself, and then the Watcher ended up taking him and Ultron and put him in like a pocket dimension. And also Artem Zolo took over Ultron's body, and he almost took the stones for himself as well. So the Watcher put them in like their own pocket dimension. It kind of felt like a snow globe. So Doctor Strange Supreme pretty much is now the new Watcher of that. So that's pretty interesting. And everybody went back to their own realities with no memory at all at the end of it. And of course, Peggy Carter also went back to her own reality. Not her own reality. I think her own reality, but in modern time, like how Steve was. Except Steve went back to his point in time where he didn't go underneath the ice. But Peggy Carter just went back to her regular time period when she was, unfrozen. Or at that point. And of course, we even got to see Black Widow, who was the last survivor from her Earth when Ultron destroyed it because Clint Barton died and she only had Zolo there. She ended up going to another Earth where the Avengers lost their Natasha. So she got to come back and be a part of that team. Now, are they going to retcon this to actually give us Scarlett Johansson back in the MCU moving forward? Not sure. This could be a foreshadow saying, hey, look, another Black Widow from another universe can show up in our main timeline in the MCU and be a part of the team again. I don't know. Maybe that's a little wink and maybe, hey, we could do it. It'd be a little cheesy, but I don't know. I feel like if they do the double ganger route like how DC does, I think it'll be okay. I mean, who knows? I mean, if you guys been paying attention, Scarlett Johansson and Disney are like friends now, so it is a possibility. So we don't know. But she ended up in a timeline where she died in their timeline, so she comes back and she's with the Avengers in that new world. So it could be possible that we could get Scarlett Johansson and Natasha Romanoff again in the MCU moving forward from another timeline. Who knows? We just have to wait and see. And of course, it does end, very end, after credit, spoiler. Captain Carter, she ends up going to the boat where she was supposed to be taking out the pirates. Apparently the pirates are hiding something. She ends up finding out it's Steve Rogers' iron suit. And it looks like Steve Rogers is alive. Skinny Steve Rogers. So what does that mean moving forward? I don't know. Is he old? Is he young? Not sure. But it just ends like that. And of course the Watcher's still watching and making sure everything stays intact until we get another season. Hopefully. But overall, I enjoyed this show. I thought it did a really good job of just giving us different versions of different character stories. And some of the same stories, but different twists in it. And I appreciated that. My favorite episode still is the zombie episode. I think that episode still is like the one version of what if everything was different. You know, yeah, sure, all the episodes had different moments and it's different, but it still felt like the main Avengers timeline. It's just little things here and there that actually changed. While the zombie episode, it was, yeah, very, very different. So I appreciate them doing that. I love the fact that we got to see an arrogant version of Thor. Natalie Portman came back as, you know, a voice actor, so that was kind of cool seeing Natalie Portman come back, you know, as Jane Foster in a different version of her. That was kind of cool. They gave us a more powerful version of Captain Marvel, so hopefully, you know, maybe in the sequel of the Marvels, we'll get to see a more powerful Captain Marvel instead of her being just, oh yeah, she's here, but she doesn't really do anything. So hopefully they kind of retcon her and make her more better, because I know a lot of people don't like the fact that she was not used properly during the Endgame situation, minus that one cool scene, but still. So that was cool. I really enjoyed the tribute that they gave us for T'Challa. You know, Chadwick Boseman, you know, he's no longer with us, but it was great seeing him play this cool character, and I thought that was great. Seeing Peggy Carter as Captain America, that was cool. Captain Britain, whatever you want to call it. Captain Carter, she was awesome. I enjoyed her. I just had fun with this. I thought they did a really good job of making this show, and I hope they make more. I really hope it makes more, because it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this, and what was your favorite episode out of all of them. For me, like I said, it's still zombies. Then I do the Doctor Strange episode, because honestly, that episode was very heartbreaking, and it was awesome as well. So, leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good day.